Welcome to the Engineering Update. I'm digital editor Jason Lundberg, and in this week's episode, Japan's military space force, the world's first commercial space launch pad, and tortoises work a touchscreen. Following Japan's approval of the Basic Space Law in 2008, allowing for the use of space for security purposes, the country recently announced the formation of a space-based military force by 2019. Not quite. Most of us are probably familiar with Japan's constitution, established by Allied forces in 1947 post-war, which expressly forbids war as a sovereign right of the nation. And while Japan's self-defense forces and its implications have rankled some, the nation has more or less adhered to a strict pacifist foreign policy. This renunciation of military aggression is also applied to space, that is until the adoption of the Basic Space Law in 2008, which sought to clarify the difference between pacifism and security, in space that is. The law aims to improve the lives of the people, develop the economy and society, and contribute to world peace and human welfare by establishing the basis of Japan's space development. And its highlight is the eventual formation of a space unit within the self-defense forces. Initially, this unit will be tasked with guarding artificial satellites from space debris, and they'll call personnel from the Air Self-Defense Force, using telescopes and radars to guard the skies from orbiting chunks of doom.
Don't wait for us! Man down! Man down!
Okay, so it probably won't inspire movies or anime series, but this is big news for a country that nearly caused an international scandal when it sent a small, largely humanitarian military unit to Iraq in 2004.
Given the tension between Russia and the rest of the world, the US has been actively pursuing alternative options for getting people and gear into space. Considering the US is paying $60 million per astronaut for a seat on the Russian Soyuz, it seems like a decent thought. SpaceX has been on the forefront, along with Boeing, in designing and executing a plan to create a commercialized space industry, and recently announced that they've selected a location for the world's first commercial space launch pad. The geographical winner is Brownsville, Texas. The launch pad will be built in southern Texas, outside of the town. Texas is providing $13 million out of the Spaceport Trust Fund and another $2.3 million from the Texas Enterprise Fund for the facility. Other sites considered included Florida, Georgia, and even Puerto Rico. But the additional $5 million in incentives provided by Texas and other tax breaks were convincing enough to have Elon Musk select Brownsville. Apparently, it's a pretty impoverished area with 2 of every 5 residents living in poverty. But the launch pad is expected to create 300 jobs and generate $85 million in capital investment for the local economy. The whole project has been in the works since 2011, with plans to perform up to 12 launches per year.
A group of turtles, probably mutated by some elaborate but exceedingly implausible plot mechanism, had figured out how to use touchscreens before snarfing down pizzas, spouting inane catchphrases, and fighting crime.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Actually, it looked a lot more like this. The red-footed tortoises were trained to use a touch-activated system developed by Purdue University researchers, which projects an overlay onto flat surfaces, essentially turning anything into a touchscreen. The Purdue system allows for more than one user, recognizes two-handed touch, and can distinguish between left and right hands. But for our reptilian friends, they just pecked specific objects on a screen in exchange for a strawberry. Strawberry. The researchers compared the turtles' progress with that of pigeons and rats, which, believe it or not, is a compliment. And though 2 of the 4 test tortoises got bored and stopped cooperating, the experiment proved that reptiles are capable of mastering technology in a crude, very specific sort of way. And the researchers later applied the turtles' acquired skill to a real-life situation where they reproduced the same touchscreen shapes on food bowls, and the tortoises instinctively gravitated towards the bowls bearing those symbols. That's it for this edition of the Engineering Update. Be sure to check in on Facebook and Twitter and catch past episodes on ecnmag.com. For the ECN channel, I'm Jason Lundberg, and thanks for watching.
I got that.